Hey guys, thank you for joining me for part 3 of my club edits for August. This is going to be all about what I'm adding to my Scentsy club. As a quick reminder, I am a Scentsy consultant who uses mostly Scentsy warmers that tend to be 25 watts and up, and those warmers are on for about 15 hours a day. I'd love it if you'd subscribe and hit that notification bell so we can stay in touch. Now, when I analyze what I've added to my club, really it comes from 3 distinct categories. The first is the Bring Back My Bars that just passed. The second is there have been a couple of limited time offers that in the past 3 months have come about that I've added. And of course, the third is spring summer catalog bars that I want to add. Very Sweet is one of the first bars that I knew was a contender for my club when I started melting the spring summer scents. It is a beautiful, well performing berry scent for me. It is sweet, and it's just a beautiful scent on its own. However, what takes this to the next level for me is it's a great blender. It also partner melts really well with a lot of my favorite summer scents. I do love strawberry pound cake candles and things like that. And this is just gorgeous. It absolutely performs in a beautiful way in my home, and I definitely want to have this around next summer, so it's in my club. Very Bright is also a sweet berry scent, but it's very distinct and different to me in that I do feel like it has a clear tart note in it, and I love that. And for me, that makes this a year-round melt. Now, primarily, I believe in like the fall and winter, I will be using this as a mixer. I love mixing this with anything that any sort of a scent like a bakery or even another fruity scent that I think might need a little tart note that's not at all citrusy. I just love it. It's a good mixer. I have also added blue agave and melon, and this is a bit of a rare add for me because it is a fruity melon scent, and I always do say that I feel like since he does this type of bar really well, so my bar for adding this to my club is pretty high. And I only melt this really in sometimes I'll melt it in my office, but mostly open concept, but I would just be really sad if it didn't come back, so I have added it, and hopefully I'm wrong and it'll come back. Camu Camu is likely not a long-term ad for me. I really enjoy this bar. It's a great performing bar. I get multiple days out of it, just like blue agave and melon in my open concept. I always seem to forget about this bar, and I have melted through my stash. So this is my last bar of this, and I want more, but I'm not going to be placing an order. So welcome to my club for at least 2 rounds. This is Palm Trees and Ocean Breeze, and I do want to melt this in the fall and winter. I am a mood melter, but also this is a nice neutral scent. It is fresh, but it doesn't, to me, it doesn't lean specifically summer. And I want to have this type of a light fragrance available to sort of provide balance to all of the heavier scents that I know I'm going to dive headfirst into because I love them so much throughout the fall and winter. Now, Cocoa Lime to me is just an outstanding mixer, so I would be really sad without this. Similar to Palm Trees and Ocean Breeze, I am trying to decrease my on-hand bars by using Scentsy Club. So I think this is my last. I'm down to 2 of Cocoa Lime, and I don't want to be without it. I don't think I'm going to melt it with the frequency that I do over the summer, but I'm going to increase my stash by getting it periodically through the fall and winter. This is Mahalo Coconut, and it's one of my favorite summer scents, and it has a floral component to it. It is a fruitier, sweet bar, but it does have a significant floral component, and it's rare for me to find floral bars that I really love and enjoy. So I want to make sure that I have this secured in my club. I've run through my summer stash of it, and rather than restocking on this bar, I am just going to hold it in my club. Next, I have 2 bars that are from the 10 new releases from spring and summer that I love to partner melt. The first one is Sun Castles, and I really do enjoy this bar on its own. I think it's gotten a lot of really positive buzz. It's a nice neutral bar to me, but it's still very warm and evocative of summer vibes. However, I do feel like it's going to partner melt beautifully, and this may be a year-round scent for me. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And so I'm excited to have it in my club. And its favorite partner for me in this whole spring and summer season is Sip and Poolside. I love to do those in alternate warmers in my open concept. And so I did decide to put Sip and Poolside in. I don't tend to melt Sip and Poolside without sun castles, so it almost didn't make the cut because I do feel like there are, again, with fruity bars and bars in this vein, I feel like Scentsy does this really well nearly every year, even if they do a new scent. This is Coconuts for Coconuts, and I absolutely love this in the summer. It's 100% a summer bar. I love it in the summer, and I love it like around spring break time, and anytime I feel like I just want vacation vibes, because that is what this gives. It is unapologetically playful summer vibes. Coconuts for Coconuts is just one of those bars to me that I would be really sad in the summer if I couldn't access this kind of really fun in your face smell. Now, Bonfire Beach is a much more subtle bar to me, and this is one that is going to be a year round melt. If you watch my empties, you know I get through this at a pretty quick pace. We love it in bedrooms. It open concepts melts for us, and it also is one that we use in closed concept living room. So, this is a bar that I 100% want to make sure that I have in my club because it's a year rounder for me. Now, next up is Dashing, and this is one that has me worried a little bit about Pinkberry and Sandalwood. So, this was one of the 10 new releases. It was pretty well liked, and then it carried over in the fall of last year, and it carried over into summer, and now it's not coming back to the fall. And I really love it. I prefer it to Evening Sky, which I did not put Evening Sky in my club. But what has me concerned about Pinkberry and Sandalwood is I wonder if it's getting the Dashing treatment. This is maybe the long goodbye, and we won't see Dashing again. So I definitely am securing that in my club, and I'll be paying attention to what happens to Pinkberry and Sandalwood. Now, this is Summer Moonlight. And this is another floral. I don't melt through a lot of this, and I don't haul it anytime other than like the beginning of the catalog season. You can see I brought this one in March. I don't melt it with a great deal of frequency. It's a sweet pea fragrance, but I do really enjoy it in my bedroom. And so I like to have that diversity of melts, and I want to have this in my club, and that's my last bar. So I am going to pop it in there just in case it doesn't return. Now we're going to be moving into the bring back my bars that I added to my club before they left. So these are just the summer bring back my bars that I added. And the first one is one that I'm going to share that I did add, but already after I have received my first quarterly club with it in it, I have decided to remove it, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why. The bar in question is this blackberry meringue. Now, this is a bar that I just received this week, and if you follow Scentsy clamshells with the ice cold eye that I do, you would recognize that this is in fact an older clamshell, at least. It may be a fresh pour, I'm not sure, but it's an older clamshell. And what this brought to my mind is that I don't particularly love the way that blackberry meringue ages. Now, to me, that is a reason to keep it in my club because you do have a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. So if I had contacted Scentsy about this bar being concerned about its age, or if I melted it and it didn't smell right within the 30 days of receiving it, they absolutely have always, in my experience, made that right. However, there was just something about me looking at this bar in this packaging that just said, you know what, you don't need this bar in your club. You like it, you enjoyed it as a fresh pour, but it's not a bar that you want to have in your club long term. So I went ahead and melted this bar. It did perform beautifully for me, but as soon as I was done with it, I took it out of my club and it is no longer an addition. Now, this is Reggae Sunset, and I don't particularly expect this to be a long term ad, but it is just a beautiful, warm citrus scent. There are lots of great citrus scents and that are coming in the fall, and I have at least one or two already in my club, but I do want to stock up on it, so it's going to live in my club for a little bit. This is Coconut Daiquiri, and you know, this is in my top two scents. I absolutely had to add this one because I do want it, and I did both things, which is I stocked up on Coconut Daiquiri and I also added it to my club. It's a favorite, and I'm really excited to have it. The same is true for this next scent, which is sandalwood and cranberries. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but I'm actually melting it in this office today. I really love it. It's a nostalgic scent for me. And I think, particularly because it did get a lot of heat, I knew that this is one that I was going to probably long term keep in my club. So it's in, I think, for the long run, at least for 4 cycles. Next up is Dark Harbor, and this is one that I really do enjoy. It's a nice aquatic scent that I find really palatable. So that's the primary reason that I have added this one to my club. I don't know that it's going to be a long term scent for me, but I wasn't able to stock up on it. And I really love melting it with lime and sugar cane, which lime and sugar cane is another one that I feel like I probably long term won't keep both cocoa lime and lime and sugar cane in my club. But for now, I feel like I can carry both. And so I'm going to because I really also love this with mint fields and I feel like it gets me closer to a mojito vibe. So this is Red Delicious, and I did not stock up on this scent, but it is here because I plan to put it through the paces and compare it to like Johnny Appleseed, which is in the catalog, and a couple of others because I really do love the kind of whole apple scent that this provides that I don't necessarily get in some of the other fall scents. And so I'm excited to have that fresh apple. This is Farmer's Market, and I mean, I knew I was going to like this because I recall enjoying it when it was a catalog bar. I do find it to be so unique in the landscape of green scents, and I feel like I will miss it if I don't have it, and I'm not sure how this bar would age, so I didn't stock up on it. But what I did rather was to place it in my club, and then we will see how it fares in the landscape of all the new green scents that will likely come out. But I really love it. Glad to have it in my club for now. I also added wild watermelon to my club. This is just a wonderful watermelon scent. I know it lists with pineapple as part of the scent notes, but it's primarily just a really playful watermelon scent. I added this to my club, not really knowing if it's going to be something that I reach for anytime other than the summer. But I'm confident in the spring and summer I can get through 4 bars of it. So I'm already through my stash, and I feel like that's a solid add for me. Now, this is Breakfast Blend, and true to form with all coffee scents, they seem to always be so controversial, but I really liked this. I thought it blended really well, and I like the simplicity of the coffee note. It's not an espresso, and it's just going to be a great partner melt with lots of bakery, which I love bakery, so I'm glad to have that in my club. This is Highway Run, and I don't think this is a long term bar for me, but I did not have a chance to stock up on this bar before it ran out, and I want at least one more. It's a lovely fragrance. I really do enjoy it in bedrooms and bathrooms, not primarily in open concept or closed concept living, but it's just a lovely fragrance, and I wanted at least one or two more. This is Berry Bubble Blue, and it's one of the stars of the show for me. I love blue sugar, and I feel like it's like a blue cotton candy scent, is what I get from this. I absolutely love it. It's very playful, and I did take a lot of kind of candied bars out of my club. And part of the reason is I really enjoyed this and I find its performance to be absolutely exceptional and I completely love it. Now, another controversial bar that I have added to my club is Buzzworthy. This is from the Bring Back My Bar, and for me, it's a kitchen melt primarily. I only need 2 cubes. It's absolutely such a strong performer. I don't know how long this is going to live in my club. Much like Simply but Truly just got the axe and I thought it wouldn't. I feel like I'm gonna collect more of this than I move through, so it's likely only gonna be in my club for a couple of cycles, but I really do enjoy this bar, and I wanted it in my club because I'm not sure how that bar ages. If you've aged to that bar, let me know how it does. Now, this is my first of 2 limited edition bars that I added. This is Sea Breeze, and I wasn't able to grab it when it was available, so I tossed it in my club to give it a try. When I cold sniffed this, I was so underwhelmed. I thought, oh, well, I'm going to be able to remove this one, either sadly or happily, depending on the way you look at it. This was glorious in my open concept. I absolutely love this bar, and I understand why people adore it. So I'm glad that it's in my club, and I feel like it'll stay there for quite a while. This is Hibiscus Sunset, and I loved this bar. It again is a fruity floral, and when fruity florals hit right with me, I just adore them. And this is one of those fragrances. I do think this is likely to be more of a spring summer melt for me. However, I did not like stock up on it, so I definitely feel like I'll be able to get through 4 bars in the spring and summer of next year. So I'll be collecting those up as my club ships and have them on hand for the spring of next year. And that's all, folks. Those are the additions that I have made to my club. Now, I will be making a part 4 of this series where I talk about everything that survived the gutting of my club. I'm so happy with the size of my club. I came in actually under the number of bars that I wanted to retain, and I'm really excited to be reducing my on-hand bars with this new strategy. So I'd love to hear in the comments, what's your strategy for Scentsy Club? Have you finished your edits yet? Thanks so much for watching.